How's it going? This is the Cheap Air Gunner channel. I'm Cherokee Steve. Thanks for stopping by. I figured in the meantime, while I'm on hold, as far as waiting for my Crosman custom shop gun to come in, I'd go back and do a review on the oldest air gun that I have. And that would be this. This is my 1377 Crosman American Classic. It's completely stock with the exception of the dot sight that I have on it. This is a pretty cool dot sight. The brand that is on the unit itself is Vism, V-I-S-M, and it's not only a dot sight, it's a green dot sight, and only a green dot sight. It doesn't have a red dot, but one of the things that it does have is it up here on the top of the unit, it has a laser built into it. So you have a green dot with it's 5 different settings for intensity level. You can have nothing. You can have everything off. You can have it with the green dot sight and the laser on, or just the laser on. So it's a pretty cool unit. I bought it many years ago, pretty much roughly at the same time I bought the gun, and I want to say this is approximately 8 to 9 years old. I bought this shortly after I bought my son his Crosman Phantom brake barrel gun. I went out and bought a 760 Pump Master, and roughly around the same time bought this 1377. Now, not only is it stock, it has to remain stock, and I will get to that. When I went to mount the dot sight, the only optic mounting option that I was aware of at the time was your typical Crosman mounts, which there is one of the two that I'm using here, but had the typical problems that literally everyone has when they try to mount a optic using the Crosman mount, and that's it would move side to side. With the weight of the unit itself, the mount only clamping to the barrel, and the barrel having movement to it. Now, at the time, I didn't have any plans. I wasn't really into modifying anything at the time. So taking the gun apart and doing velocity increase modifications to the gun really wasn't on my mind at the time. I just wanted to get the optic mounted, and I just wanted to get it mounted in a way where it wasn't going to move. So one of the things I had at the time in a pretty decent quantity was some JB weld. So what I did was mixed up quite a bit of it. It JB welded the front of the barrel to the barrel band piece that has the front sight to it all the way around. I JB welded the mount itself to the barrel. You may be able to see this, all the way in the front, in between the breech and the mount itself, and down here at the bottom on both sides. What I also did at the time was I went ahead and along the bottom of the breech, I went ahead and JB welded that to the pump tube. So basically, that made this gun in a large part unrepairable. It can't be taken apart without grinding away the JB weld and breaking the breech loose from the pump tube. If I ever had to do anything to the breech itself or to the transfer port, if I had to get to that, it's all JB welded together. It worked. It's extremely sturdy. The Optic has no movement to it. But you know, in the future, if something did go wrong with this, I didn't invest a ton of money. This particular dot sight unit was purchased off of Amazon. I don't even know if it's still made. Like I said, it was purchased 8 or 9 years ago, along with the gun itself. But one of the things at one point that I did decide to do, it had the black grips and the black pump handle. And I went ahead and I was looking at different pictures of different 1377s and came across one that somebody had where they had painted theirs white. And I thought it looked really cool. So that's what I went ahead and did with mine. Removed the grips, removed the pump handle, all of which wasn't affected by any of the JB weld that I added. And painted those and clear coated those with just some white spray paint and some rattle can clear coat. So I haven't modified the trigger at all. That's completely stock. As I said, the breech, the bolt, everything here, completely stock. But I'm going to, you know, it's something I enjoy pulling out and plinking with from time to time. That's all I intend to use it for. It being a 1377 and being obviously the 177 caliber, it wasn't something I ever really gave any serious thought to using as far as any type of hunting. Even if I did make performance modifications, I may be able to get it up to a velocity that I would think would be a safe, ethical means of taking something like a rabbit, maybe a squirrel. But with it being a 177 caliber, really would have to be spot on, have to be very close range, in my opinion. And really just intended to use this specifically as a plinking gun, target shooting gun. I did go ahead and paint, after JB welding, removing the grips and the pump handle itself. I went ahead and I don't know if you could tell, this isn't the stock bluing on the barrel or the pump tube. I did give a flat black rattle can job to the entire unit, other than the pump handle and the grips. I do really like the way that it came out, and just going to get a couple of numbers here. I'm going to try pumping it up 10 times, and I'm going to try pumping it up 15 times and seeing what kind of velocity I can get. The pellets I'm going to use are fairly lightweight. They are these Hatsan Vortex Express 177 caliber. They're 8.18 grain. So let's just run a couple over the Crony and see what I can get, okay? First attempt will be 10 pumps. 525. That was with 10 pumps. Let's try 15. That's about as high as I would want to go with everything being stock. That was 570. 15 pumps, 570. I'm going to look up and see what the projected stock numbers are, at least for the 10 pumps. And with a, up-to-date 1377, see what Crosman says it can get. Other than the gun itself, which, as I said, I don't expect too much out of it. It's a stock 1377. It's great for plinking, shooting down here in the basement, doing some target shooting. Pumps real easy. Everything as old as it is, other than adding a drop or two of pellet gun oil every 100 shots or so to the pump handle area and the cup area of the piston. Maybe a drop on the breech O-ring, the bolt probe O-ring, I should say. Other than doing that, that's the only maintenance I've ever done to this. Like I said, it's kind of taken apart, proofed with all of the JB welding that I've done, but I do like the way that it came out, looks-wise. Shoots just as fine as any other 1377. One other thing I do have, one of these $9.99 Crosman holsters. I modified it. This strap was on this top portion at one point. It from the top portion. I notched out the top. Did some stitching to reinforce it in this area. Stitched this on over here. The notch allows the holster to be used with my 1377 with that dot sight on. With that notch, it goes in and around the dot sight, velcros over the top of the breech, and as it would when it is in its stock configuration. I didn't modify this other strap at all. That just goes around the thumb rest portion of the grip snaps in, holds everything securely, has the loop on the back for the going around your belt. You know, and made it work. If you don't have any optic, it would work. It fits very snugly. A 13 series Crosman pistol. I do like it. It's a nice holster. Does fit this particular type of Crosman pistol very, very well. So that's about it. That's my 1377. Thanks for stopping by. It's one of very, it's one of two guns I have that are completely unmodified. But it's a classic. I enjoy shooting it. Thanks for checking out the video. You guys out there, stay safe, shoot safe. Take care.